my beautiful learners. In this video, we are going to focus on question 7 from section B of Mathematics paper 2 for the year 2024 for internals. Now, under question 7, we have two questions. A is based on the topic of menstruation and B on the topic of earth geometry. So let's begin with our first question A. The diagram is a rectangular based right pyramid. So we are given a pyramid with a base of a rectangle. So rectangular, we are told that the base is a rectangle. So a rectangle is a polygon with 4 distances in which 2 distances are equal, or opposite distances are equal to each other. So this is our rectangle. So we have S, R, Q, P. So this is 8 centimeters. This is 6 centimeters. So the way it is 30. This distance is equal to this distance. Therefore, this is also 8 centimeters. Then this one is equal to this one. So this is 6 centimeters. So this is how a rectangle is. Now, given that PQ is equal to 8 centimeters, comma, QR 6 centimeters, and SV is equal to PV is equal to QV and is equal to RV is equal to 13 centimeters. Calculate the perpendicular height MV of the pyramid. So the perpendicular height is this distance from V up to M, the one that is in dotted. So this is the distance that we want. Now, for us to come up with this distance, we need to find this distance so that we can now come up with a right angled triangle. So let me show you a picture of what we need. So the slanting V, so the slanting is 13 centimeters. This is our slanting. We have M, then we have R. So this is our R. So to find this distance here, we need this one so that we can now bring in Pythagoras theorem. So how can we find the MR? So we can go back to now our triangle. So our task will be, now let's come up with this distance here, the slanting one. So to find this slanting one, I'm going to come up with a right angled triangle. So 90 degrees, this side here, we have 6 centimeters, R, we have our Q, 8 centimeters, then we have our P. So to come up with the distance PR, we are going to use Pythagoras theorem. So I'm going to put some letters. So letter A, B, and C. So the longest one where our 90 degrees is pointing is the hypotenuse, denoted by letter C. So the formula is, you start with C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So take note, A can be 8 centimeters and B 6 centimeters, or the way it is. It's not a big deal. So C squared is equal to, what's our A? So our A is 6 centimeters plus C. Then our B is 8 centimeters. So C squared is equal to, 6 squared is 36 plus 64. Then if we are to add, we are getting 100. Then to get rid of the squared, we introduce the square root. Also here the square root. So c is equal to 10 centimeters. So this is the distance that we have. So the 10 centimeters is the whole distance from here up to here. So which simply means that if we are to half this 10 centimeters, from P to M is 5 centimeters. So even here is 5 centimeters. So this is what we have now. So we can still go back to Pythagoras and come up with VM. Remember, VM is the perpendicular height. So like I said, this is C, A, B. Now, if you are to look at this one, so this from this is 30. This one, the hypotenuse is given. So since we want A, what do? You do this. So you say A squared is equal to, so it's C squared minus C, B squared. So A squared is equal to, C is 13 squared minus 5 squared. A squared is equal to 13 is 169 minus 25. A squared is equal to 144. Then we take the square root. Also here the square root. So A is equal to 12 as our perpendicular height, 12 centimeters. So this is the answer for Roman number 1. So here it's just 12 centimeters. Now for Roman number 2, we just need volume of the pyramid. So the way the volume of any pyramid is, so a pyramid or a cone is, should be volume is equal to 1/3 times the volume, so let's say times the base area times the perpendicular height. Volume is equal to 1/3 times the base area. So since the base area is that of a rectangular or rectangle is 30, so the longest side is 8 centimeters, so this should be B. So we have L times B multiplied by the perpendicular height. So you say volume is equal to 1/3 times our length is 8 centimeters times our breadth 6 centimeters times our height is 12. So 3 here is 1, 3 here is 2. So 8 times 2, we have 16 times 12. So volume is equal to 16 times 12. I'm getting 192 centimeters cubed. So this is our final answer. We move on to question B. So for question B, this one is coming from the topic of Earth geometry. So the diagram shows the points P, Q, R, Q, P and T on the surface of the Earth. Take pi as 3.142 and radius 3437 in nautical miles. Then find the difference in longitude between points Q and T. So point Q and T. So we want the difference. So we can say difference is equal to, so we want the difference in longitudes. Therefore, we need to identify the longitude for Q. Since this is Q, the longitude for Q is this line here. So this is our longitude. Therefore, it is located 70 degrees west. Plus, then for P is this one. So since this one is located 42 degrees east, then we are supposed to add, so it's 70 plus 42. So 70 plus 42, I'm getting 112 degrees. We are done with the first question. So Roman number 2, calculate in nautical miles the distance between R and P along latitude. So it's along latitude. Therefore, the distance should be, distance is equal to theta over 360 degrees 2 pi r cos x. As long as it's along latitude, you need to put cos x. Then distance is equal to, so theta is the difference in longitude, since the distance is along latitude. So it's between r and p. So this is the distance that we want. So what is the longitude for r is 70 degrees west, for P is 42 degrees. So the same difference that we found here is what we are going to use. So we have 112 over 360 degrees times 2 times 3.142 times the radius 34 37 cos C. So what latitude the letters lie on? So 85 degrees, like this. Then here we just have to do some math. 112 times 2 times 3.142 times 34 37 times cos 85 divided by 360. So according to my calculations, I'm getting 585.6 nautical miles. So this is our final answer. Then for B, it's P and T. So along longitude. So if it's along longitude, then your formula is this one, theta over 360 2 pi r. So you don't have to put the cos x. So since the distance that we want is along latitude, we need to find the difference in it's along longitude, we need to find the difference in latitude. So what is the latitude for P? Let's go where P is. So the latitude for P is 85 degrees north. What of T? 20 degrees north. Since they are both located on the northern party, we need to subtract. So say difference is equal to 85 minus 20. So this gives us 65. So we get our 65 and put where theta is, times 2 times 3.142 times 34 37. Then here the calculator must do its work. So from what I'm getting is 3,899.658 nautical miles. So which is 3,899.7 nautical miles. And according to the instructions of the first paper, if the answer is not accurate, please don't forget to leave your answer to the significant figure. So for now, I'm just giving you answers like this. So as you can see, this is how you're supposed to answer these questions. Very simple. Call for online tuitions for direct course 765 06 65 02. Then if WhatsApp 0962 89 58 04. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.